degrees Celsius, humidity at 54%. The wind speed, well, it was flat calm earlier on today. It's just a little bit more breezy now, but nothing to affect the action out on the rink. So the players just having their little trial run-ups to get their eye in on rink 7 here. Lots of matches going on throughout the afternoon. The men's and women's singles competitions hotting up. Here's what we've got for you. This is a Group A match, Northern Ireland against Canada. And then later on, Group A again with the Australian player Leif Selby taking on the very smart Malaysian player Safwan Saeed. So that's an extremely good match. Two very good men's singles matches coming up on rink 7 during the course of the next 5 or 6 hours here. So stay with us. And this promises to be an absolute cracker between these two players who have more than prospered in the early stages of this competition. Northern Ireland represented by Gary Kelly and Canada by Ryan Bester. And there is Gary Kelly, who currently tops the table in Group A. He's won 6 of his 7 matches so far. He's top of the table on 12 points, and he's 4 points clear of his rival this afternoon, Ryan Bester, who, although now based in Australia, represents Canada, originally from Hanover, Ontario. Ryan has won 4 of his 7 matches thus far, and he's fighting it out for second place in the table. Just at the moment on shot difference, he is in second place, but he's on the same points as a number of other players, but he's 4 points behind Gary Kelly. So far Gary Kelly has really dominated Group A of this men's singles competition. This is going to be the 8th game they've played of 9, so the sectional play will be completed during the course of the afternoon, and then tomorrow we'll be building up semi-final stage tomorrow morning, and then building up to the grand final tomorrow evening. Marker is Darryl Rowley of Australia, and he'll be keeping an eye on the score during the course of this match. And it might be a match played at high speed, because Ryan Bester, for one, is the man that likes to get on with things out there on the bowling green. A lot of interested observers here. The Canadian team will have high hopes of Ryan Bester, who was a bronze medalist in the last games. And there he is. And the siren has gone, and that will signal very shortly the start of play here in what is a key singles match. Something to look forward to. It's all coming up. Pretty short jack to start the match here, and literally set the ball rolling. In fact, this morning on this rink, we had a couple of jacks which were thrown down too short. It has to be a minimum of 23 metres, and the jacks were returned. Ryan Bester playing with the red bowls, and Gary Kelly with the green bowls, appropriately for strong players. This picks up the jack there for Ryan Bester. He's line 2, There's Gary Kelly already having a drive to break it up, and he'll be disappointed to have only grabbed one of the Ryan Bester bowls. That went careering into the ditch at the back of the rink. That's out of play. Bester content to put one round the back here. More than expecting Gary Kelly to have another drive. So Kelly approaching the head to just see what might happen. Looks a very difficult set up for the Northern Irishman, who is from Ballymoney, which is in County Antrim. Really precocious talent. He was the under-25 British Isles singles champion at the tender age of 14. This is going to be another firing shot here, straight at the head. Jack goes spinning away off the rink. Now that will be respotted. Now here's the respot taking place, and it looks pretty clear that Ryan Bester's red bowl on the right here, as you look at the replay, is going to be holding shot. So waiting for Darryl Rowley just to confirm that information, and it is two shots indeed. Two shots to Ryan Bester with one end completed. So a pretty lively first end there, and both these players quite well renowned, particularly Ryan Bester for their driving. Ryan Bester, one of the most powerful drivers in the game, or exponents of the firing shot. So we can expect a bit of crash, bang and wallop out there. Another shortish jack here, probably a little bit longer end, but by no means the full limit of the rink. They were really crowding the jack in that first end, these two very fine singles players. Kelly holding early shot here. Ryan Bester now plays at Cabramatta. It's a suburb of Sydney. That's a very fine bowl. Just nudges inside that Gary Kelly shot bowl. Kelly's is on its way. This is going to run down the low side and long. And so Ryan Bester has a chance to add a second shot here. Certainly gets on with it. He's a fast player. Has this got the legs? It certainly has. That's very good play indeed. And so Ryan Bester making a strong start here. That was a very quick end, and that is 4-0. Darryl Rowley confirms with 2 blue lollipops for the Canadian. Gary Kelly, or Boulder Jack, he's been thrown in. Not a lot of natural shade on the banking surrounding the green. Very much approaching the hottest part. Bester's bowl. Gary Kelly, who's a keen football fan. Great admirer of Roy Keane. Was a little bit timid though. It's Ryan Bester. Ryan is widely regarded as the fastest driver in world lawn bowls, and in an event back in April, that's taken a shot there, he actually smashed a jack into 56 pieces. So if he has a fire at some stage, we better all watch out. Suggesting that Gary Kelly might have shot. It was thrown down there by Ryan Bester with pace, but it was pretty well off. Well, draw 2 if he can get it close enough. It's running through. And this is a powerful drive coming up. Takes out one of Gary Kelly's, but leaves probably the most important one still there. And I think that's going to be one back for Northern Ireland here. And it is 1 red lollipop, so that is 1 to Northern Ireland, making it 4-1. Of 3 very brisk ends.
Here's more shot to win. The great Commonwealth Games competition from Mitsubishi. Valerie's had her final shot at the games. So one of these new Mitsubishi ASXs has been won, but you're still with the chance to win the other ASX. All you have to do is find the hidden. Just visit asxshottowin.co.nz and good luck.
And that's a very good bowl from Gary Kelly. Kelly holding 2. Well, that came up a bit short, unless he was trying to put down a little bit of a blocker. Playing Ryan Bester, one's perhaps always got to bear in mind that he's going to try and take out the jack at some stage if things are against him. To draw it on the backhand. Oh, he's not happy with that. So it's a real chance here for Gary Kelly to redress this early deficit. Holding 2, trying to make it 3. It's going to be good enough. There's 3 there for Gary Kelly, and he ties it all up. And the jack for the next end is already on its way. Saying earlier, a women's singles match this morning on this rink, which lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes. Well, I think these two fellas could probably 5 sets at time. Gary works as a teaching aide, a classroom assistant, I suppose you'd call it. Back home in Northern Ireland. Very good. Oh, not much shade over there. A few small trees. They'll get a nice suntan in about 10 minutes. It's very hot out there now. Backhand again from Kelly here. Thought it was just going to touch the jack, but that's a good bowl. It's sitting 2 according to the marker. That was a drive from Ryan Bester. He barely had time to see it. He just plays so quickly. It wasn't altogether successful. The mat is flung back, drawing to the conclusion of another end. And Gary Kelly is now going to take over the lead here, and that's another good end for the man from Ballymoney, and he leads 7-4. Let's just see that drive again from Ryan Bester, and he only really succeeded in damaging his own position. A bit frustrated. Say Ryan Bester now based in Sydney, but he began life in Canada, and the one thing he misses living in Australia, he says, is the Canadian hot dogs. He maintains that age is not a barrier in bowls, whether it be at the young end or the old end. Tell you what, it'd be a bit warmer in Sydney than back home, where the average winter low is minus 11 degrees Celsius. In Hanover, the record low, would you believe, minus 40. Not sure some of the local residents here in New Delhi would appreciate those temperatures, or anybody. That's a good bowl. Spot on here from Ryan Bester. Men's singles, women's singles, very much the blue ribboned events. Gold medalist 4 years ago was Kelvin Kirkell of Australia. Robert Donnelly in 2002. It was won 4 times by the great David Bryant of England between 1962 and 1978. Just looking to upset this situation here. It's just on the outside of the Bester bowl, though. Really wanted to take it just on the other side, the right hand side. Just clips it. It was never really going to result in a change of shot there. Bester's bowl is already on its way. This runs through.
One ball to shot ball. That ball to shot ball.
Marker advises 1 for Canada.
1 second.
Gary Kelly wants to know what's lying next best.
Yes, 1 second.
Well, this may well influence his decision here. He may try and take out this red bowl and could possibly hold with the right weight, or is he going to go for a hard drive? No, it's a firm drive here. It's on target. It's nearly took out the jack. So that's going to be 1 for Canada this time. Could have taken out the jack there. More likely he was trying to take out Bester's red bowl. And that is 1 for Canada. 7-5. Well, both players are pretty trigger happy. Watching the leading women's player from Malaysia, Ahmad, the other day, and I don't think she played a single bowl all match with any weight at all. Just drawing away, and with sublime accuracy. These two guys are quite happy to flex their muscles. At 25, Ryan Bester is the youngest member of the Canadian team. The next oldest teammate is 44, so overall it's quite an old team. England's singles representatives are mere babies. I think they're both 21, Natalie Melmore and Sam Tolchard. Sam Tolchard's doing well. He leads Section B at the moment in the men's singles. He's looking very likely to get through to the semi-final phase. Now that's more like it. Hopefully we won't get sunburn under there. Oh, he's turned away from that. Disgusted with it. Oh.
Still free, yes?
It does mean that Ryan Bester has got a couple out the back there. Kelly appears to be holding 2 shots. 3 that would be. Yeah, that one on the right there is certainly in the running. The marker has a much more active role in singles matches than in pairs and triples. He can advise the players from the head how the head lies, how the land lies. Kelly out on the forehand, and this is in anticipation of a drive from Ryan Bester, and I think he's played a shot there to the respot mark. But Bester isn't having a fire at this. He's trying to draw it. If he can nudge Kelly's bowl out of the way, it's not very far from that green bowl, but it slips by. And it's a good end for the man from Northern Ireland here. That's 3 shots, and it takes Gary Kelly on to 10 shots to Ryan Bester's 5. Very good play from Gary Kelly so far. He's clearly in excellent form. As I said before, he's only lost 1 match, and that was on a tie-break to Robert Donnelly, who was the gold medalist in 2002 and is currently in 5th place in the table. So just 1 defeat for Gary Kelly so far. Ryan Bester was beaten by Leif Selby and was beaten by Paul Foster. And he also lost in the tie-break to Safwan Saeed. This is the 8th end, and we've only been going for 25 minutes. Just nudge the jack a little bit closer there to the Irish bowl. Vital that Ryan Bester wins this end. He's 5 down, 2 ends to go. Maximum of 4 shots can be won on any single end. So if he lost this, what is absolutely imperative he wins it. Lose this end and the set's gone. And the marker is holding up 1 red. So that's pretty significant. 1 to Gary Kelly. Trying to draw at the Canadian here. Advances the shot bowl and has taken 2. And if it stayed at 2, that would be 10-7 after 8. So to win the set, even under those circumstances, Ryan Bester would need a maximum in the final end, but Gary Kelly could still change the situation. If he can draw a shot here, he'll lead 11-5 with one end remaining, and he would have won the set. And how's this shaping up? Has it got to turn a lot? It's got to really turn to get inside that Canadian bowl. It's just stayed out, and that's going to be a couple by the look of things. It's going to be 2, or maybe that last one has just reduced it to 1. No, it hasn't. It is 2 to Canada, and so there's just a chance for Ryan Bester. It is now 10-7 at the conclusion of the 8th end. So Gary Kelly in a strong position here. Ryan Bester will need 3 shots to tie the set, or the maximum of 4 to win it. These are exciting players to watch. Yes, excellent bowl there. Under the line. Gary Kelly just asking permission to walk up to the head here. Normally players are supposed to go up after the 3rd, but they can ask permission. And the marker, Darryl Rowley, allowing it. He could have shouted down, "No, you don't, you can't." And it's fair enough. He just wanted to see how far. I think his bowl was actually from the jack, whether it was hard up against the jack or not. And there's just a couple of inches probably between bowl and jack. Kelly looking to draw another here. He does so. Now, Ryan Bester needs at least 3 shots out of this end. Got one out. This one in the left-hand corner, that's Canadian bowl. The two on the right, red bowls. Now, he shoots the jack out. Well, that was a very cunning play there by the Canadian. Springs the jack into his own bowl, and he may well have got the 3 required to tie the set here. Waiting on the marker, Darryl Rowley. Going to come out here. That was a very clever play by Ryan Bester. He saw that the jack could be sprung almost sideways into his own bowl. Let's watch this again. You know, he's just going to take Irish bowl. That rolls on out of the money. And it's just a question now whether he's got 3 or not. It's a crucial measure here. At the end of this first set, Bester needs that red bowl to count there. Kelly running for him here. Is that touching? This could influence this match. And they're saying that's 1 green bowl out of the running. Kelly won't lose the set, but it could end up with a half if Bester's red bowl is closer than the green bowl here. And we wait on the marker. I think it's only going to be 2. It's only 2 to Canada there. A great effort by Ryan Bester, but it's the set to Gary Kelly. And that is 10-9. The Irishman wins set number 1.
If pre-screening had been around in my mum's day, she might still be here for her mukupuna. Some women won't go because they're afraid, but fear can hold you back. I didn't want my fear of the ocean to stop me doing the things I know Mum would have been proud of. Overcoming your fear makes you stronger.
Breast screening every 2 years could save your life. It's free for women aged 45 to 69.
Bester, steeped in bowls, his grandfather and uncle played the game. Play. Try and take him out. And Plenty of damage there. The jack has stayed where it is, and Gary Kelly's drive has cleared away the best shot bowls, and now he holds one. I think we need a few of those Batman subtitles here. Kapow and Fawum or whatever. Just ran through. Beckoning it across. And that's 2 at the beginning of the second set for Gary Kelly. Ironically, Ryan Bester won more ends than Gary Kelly in the first set. Good bowl there. He won 5 ends to Gary Kelly's 4, but it's just that Gary scored more heavily when he won those ends. Holding shot. That's very good. Trading blows a little bit here. Gets inside, touches the jack.
Yeah, balls 3/4 of a bar in front of jack high.
Drive at this through the middle. One wasted there. Didn't really come out of his hand all that smoothly. See how it's bumping around. We've seen throughout the tournament that although the drive shot can obviously be quite a weapon, some players lose a little bit of their accuracy. This is another fine bowl there from Ryan Bester. It could be 2. We'll see what the marker says to Gary Kelly. It's 2. Kelly may have another go at this. No, this time he's going to draw. He's got a bit of work to do. Coming in, it's coming in, and it rolls back. It's probably going to be 2 here. And pick the jack up, it is indeed. And so that levels the scores after 2 ends.
Couldn't live more than 3 minutes from real coffee.
Love those wide open spaces.
In here as well as out there. It's hard to get to. Maybe why it's the best kept secret in town.
Don't tell anyone. The all-new Street Smart Mitsubishi ASX. Built for your city life. Love that car.
Doing very well at the moment. And Robert Wheel, of course, has been such a regular for Wales. He's there with a chance to good bowl. Ryan Bester seems to come to a very quick decision about what sort of bowl he should play, whereas other players will stand and deliberate. He just gets on with it. A drive at those 2 green bowls, but takes the jack. Jack goes out of the rink, and it'll be respotted here. So here it is, the jack being respotted. Went out sideways, out of bounds. So now a new position to draw at here. It's not too bad.
The shot.
And he's going to try and take out the jack, and indeed the bowl of Kelly there, and that is going to leave Ryan Bester with shot, maybe 2 in fact. He had 2 at the back of the head. He's got 3 for Canada there. So that was a tremendously effective drive from Ryan Bester. Takes out Gary Kelly's green bowl and ended up with 3 shots. Who says lawn bowls is a slow game? Things can happen very quickly. And these 2 fellows are out of there on the rink. charging it on. Just working round. Now, Ryan Bester with one bowl left in his armoury. Difficult to tell from this angle where the shot is. It's looking like Gary Kelly. This green bowl at about 8 o'clock. Bester looking to draw it. No fireworks this time. If he can get inside there, he does, but the weight is a little bit on the strong side. A little bit heavy. And it is one for Northern Ireland. There's one back there for Gary Kelly. That's 5-3. Just blowing up a little bit across the JN Sports Complex. It's been happening quite often here in recent days during the afternoon. We have very familiar stages to each day. The morning play, it's usually very benign conditions. Come in looking to feed off insects and they come swooping across the rink. During the afternoon, very hot, can get a bit blustery. And then it cools off in the evening, but then the insects come out to play in earnest. So 3 very different phases to an afternoon here at the Lawn Bowls in New Delhi. Always just looking a little bit narrow, but yeah, and short as well. That was a pretty moderate one there. And Bester's already on his way. He's running after it. Is a most dynamic player to watch.
Bit 18 inches past.
Rolling on, that'll take the shot. But there must be a chance here that the Canadian will be looking to edge out that green bowl. If he can just push it maybe between the 2 red bowls, he could be left with 3 shots here, Ryan Bester. Kelly still has 1. He's a little bit down the low side and edges the jack right into the jaws of Kelly's green shot bowl there. Just a bit tight on the line here, a bit narrow. Now Gary Kelly has a chance. He's definitely got 1. He won't be wanting to move the jack. If he can play up against one of those 2 red bowls behind the jack, then that may well reward him with a second shot. It's just not going to get there. We've seen players time and time again when they're holding a clear shot and the second shot is not going to be that easy to get, that although they sort of have a half cut at it. 5-4.
For a limited time, choose the Manly Quarter Pounder and you could win $10,000 cash. Imagine that. You could buy some shiny tools, then build a shed for your shiny tools. So come in, you could win.
Contact short. 3 inches in front of check high. See that again? 3 inches, 4 inches in front of check high. Get down.
Yeah, Wonder Blue. Wonder Canada. And that gets inside it.
Yes, you mate.
My Bester asked for permission to walk up to the head. I'm sure there must be a lot of bowls players everywhere that can't believe how quickly this guy plays. He just gets up the mat and straight off. Oh, it was a good try. Probably unrewarded. Just outside that green bowl there. Just needed it to turn a little bit more. Gary Kelly will be trying to use some of those red balls perhaps at the head here. It came out a little bit short. Now sure how easily he can get at that green shot bowl there. It's on the backhand. He's looking to get a touch on that green bowl. He nearly got a clip on his own, which could have been interesting had it been a better. Gary Kelly sitting with shot here. How seriously will he have a go at this? It's online, but again it comes up short, and that's going to be one for Northern Ireland. So Gary Kelly, having gone 5-2 down after 3 ends, has clawed his way back to make it level, and he won the first set. Big advantage to the winner of each group because they go straight into semi-final. No semi-final playoff required. Excellent opening bowl there. With the World Championships, competitions like the Champion of Champions, Commonwealth Games, very important in the world of lawn bowling. There'll be plenty of bowlers that would regard it as the big one. To get a Commonwealth Games medal. There were scenes of real emotion last night on Rink 1 when the English pairs, women's pairs, Ellen Faulkner and Amy Monkhouse won, and the whole team came out to celebrate.
Back to it.
Gary Kelly's got one beyond the jack. He's having a real cut at this. And he takes out his own bowl. And certainly one of them ended up in the ditch. So that was unsuccessful. And Canada holding 2 now. They have 1 bowl each left. Well, this one's got him stumped. Line 3 for Canada. He's going to have a cut at this, surely. There he goes. He's firing away. Going to take it out. There goes the jack. Oh, there's a red bowl nearest the ditch there. And it's going to be Northern Ireland there. Oh yes, there's that green bowl still just on. Right under the lip of the bank. And so 6-5.
Yep.
And away they go again without further ado. It's the 8th end of the second set. And Gary Kelly has taken the lead. Once again here, he was 2-0 up after one end. He then went 5-2 down, and he's now won the last 4 ends to edge ahead once again.
Ball down there, please.
They've been out there. They've been out there just over an hour. In bowls, this is a breathless pace. Bester using the Kelly bowls to grab the shot there. Kelly will try a similar trick. He's got to get it up. It's rolling on quite well. And the marker suggesting that that is one for Northern Ireland, that green bowl of Gary Kelly's is just a little bit closer. I'm Besters, the top of that little cluster of bowls. Our target wouldn't be so certain. Oh, if he could have picked up the jack there, but it might still have taken the shot, but he's a little frustrated he didn't take the jack into his other bowl. It's one blue is held up now. Canada, that is the shot bowl, the red bowl, just at from the jack. Kelly needs to draw this. If he can't, the scores are going to be level. That's a little bit wide. It's not coming back. And that is one to Ryan Bester. And with one end to play, it is 6-all. It's impossible that the set can be halved. And so this end is an absolute must-win for Ryan Bester after losing the first set. If Ryan Bester wins this end, for a tie-break. If Gary wins the end, this is where it ends. That's pretty short. Yes, that's probably taken it. It ran on a little bit. Marker Darryl Rowley will hold up. It's a blue. He's suggesting one for Ryan Bester.
6-7 inches past.
Trotting after it. If he can get through the gap there, or a little deflection.
You mate.
And the marker thinks that might have taken. Bester asked for permission to come to the head. Just trying to satisfy the situation. The marker can only really use his own assessment as well. It's not like a measure, not like an official measure. He's still he's suggesting there might be a measure in it now. And this had just brushed alongside the jack. So one bowl each remaining. It is uncertain who holds the shot. Crucial piece of information for both players. Particularly so for Canadian Ryan Bester, who must win this end to take the match into a tiebreak. Gary Kelly persisting with the forehand. Now he's taken this one out and runs it behind the head in anticipation of a power drive perhaps from Ryan Bester, who, as we said earlier, is renowned as the fastest driver in world lawn bowls. But he's going to play a draw shot. That looks under the line and he hangs his head. Played it very quickly, you have to say. And Gary Kelly removes his cap and it ends there. And that must be a shock to Kelly. It is, it's confirmed. Gary Kelly having a terrific run in this Commonwealth Games, and he wins 7-6 in the second set, having won the first set 10. So some very accurate bowling out there. Gary Kelly now has played 8 and won 7, and he's well away at the top of the Group A table. He's on 14 points now, well clear of all his rivals, and this guy from Ballymoney in Northern Ireland is looking a real gold medal challenger in the form he's in at the moment. Ryan Bester, fine player, made him fight most of the way on what is a stiflingly hot afternoon here in New Delhi. And it was end-to-end action as ever, and it began well for Ryan Bester. Gary Kelly throwing in an early drive, the jack scooting out of bounds, and the first set in the end going Gary Kelly's way. Only narrowly though. They rather traded blows, traded drives, and that was a 3-shotter for the man from... That was the very clever shot from Ryan Bester. He worked that out a treat, worked out that the jack was going to side, and that was a successful drive as well from the Canadian. And there was plenty of evidence of power play out there. Gary Kelly had his moments as well, bringing the jack into the ditch. And then in the second set, it was very close all the way, but Gary Kelly fought back. He won 4 ends on the trot and then landed the final end to win by 7-6 in the second set. So Gary Kelly looks almost certain now to be in the semi-final. Just 21 years old, hugely promising talent in the world of lawn bowls. Gary Kelly bests Ryan Bester here from Canada, and he will surely progress a little bit further in the men's singles competition. We'll be seeing him again. Join us again later.